Have you heard the story of the weeping bride? It all began on a day. On a wedding day. My wedding day. I was a young former libertine named Miranda Constantas, age 23, getting married to my faithful husband-to-be, Paul Ishkenowitz. So I guess that would make me Miranda Ishkenowitz. I remember that day like it was my wedding day. My fiancé, let's call him Paul, Polly for short, was getting all dressed up in his Sunday best. "Hola, honey," my hubby chirped in his famous Polish accent. "You said you'd stop doing that," I laughed and giggled. But that's all I remembered of him. I could already tell this new wedding wasn't going to work out, but I couldn't get away. Paul, or Paolo, had worked for the Cartel. He kidnapped me not 2 weeks ago to be his bride. I was trapped here after he killed my actual husband, Paul Ishkenowitz, as mentioned earlier. He stole his identity, and he stole me. It was the day before our wedding. I was sitting on the ostrich skin bed he got me when a woman walked into the room with a wedding dress. "Wear this dress. It was his mother's. But be careful. It may be cursed or worse." What do you mean, cursed or worse? I quivered, scared at this weird lady. "It's cursed," the woman replied. "Or worse." Before I could ask what that meant, I heard a gunshot outside. I could hear Paul outside screaming at people. I could tell he was mad. I consider myself a good judge of character, and I knew him long enough to know one thing. He always screams at people when he's mad. I looked outside, and it was actually him and his friends shooting guns in the air to celebrate. Oh, I guess I was wrong. I looked back to see the woman looking at me. "Try on the dress?" "What?" I asked. "Try it on?" "Try what on?" "The dress?" It was hard for me to understand her strange accent and speaking customs, but I deduced that she wanted me to try on this dress. I tried putting the dress on, but it wouldn't fit. Oh my god, I thought to myself, this dress is cursed! Suddenly a bullet ricocheted through the window and perfectly zipped into the woman's head. My husband-to-be, Paolo, is a lousy shot when he gets drunk. I screamed, "Ah!" I shouted, "Remember," the woman said, spitting up blood. "Cursed, or worse." She then died instantly. Though her head was legit basically gone, her body looked at peace. My husband-to-be's gangster associates, or banditos as we called them here south of Colorado, quickly cleaned up the trash. And by the trash, I meant dead body. You learn to view people like that when you're in the cartel. That night, I was awoke by what sounded like crying. No, not quite crying, but a more sort of a weeping. Confused, I lit the diamond-encrusted lamp that was on my beautiful sandalwood nightstand. When you're in the cartel, crying can only mean one thing. Ghosts. "Ooh," I said to myself because I was scared. "What was that?" said a ghostly voice. I jumped into my owlskin slippers and ran to see what was making that sound. Uh-oh. There it was. A full-blown ghost. I clenched my 24-karat golden cross necklace, a gift from my fiancé, Paul. The one that was killed, not the new cartel one. Anyway, hopefully the Holy Spirit could protect me from this other spirit. That's when I noticed something. The specter had a wedding dress on. My wedding dress on! The cursed wedding dress! "Where did you get that?" I shouted. "That's mine!" The ghost seemed startled and quickly disappeared. Great. Now my wedding dress was gone. So this whole ghost mess was the least of my concerns. Suddenly the ghost appeared right next to me, and I felt her tears drip down my cheeks and into my mouth. "I was his bride too once," she groaned. I had a thing for personal space, so I took a step back. This ghost didn't scare me because I was in the cartel. We deal with them a lot here. The ghost shifted even closer this time. "You see," it said, "I was his bride too once. I was a cartel bride. But the day before my wedding, I was given a dress that a woman said was cursed. That woman died and turned out to be a ghost. And she stole that dress, so I died too, because Paolo, not Paul, your ex-fiancé, shot me when he got mad. I gave you this dress." The ghost grabbed me by my cashmere robe and stared deep into my eyes with her empty, hollow holes. "And now, you die." Paul, burst into the door, and in trying to shoot the mysterious ghostly figure, he slipped on a rock and shot me instead. To this day, I'm still a ghost. Moral of the story is, never mess with the cartel.